Today I'm looking at two of the latest adventure bike helmets on the market, the Nexx X.Wed3 and the Arai Tour-X5. Now, over the last 6 months, I've done thousands of miles in these lids, so I know them really well. In fact, I've already reviewed them both individually. But just recently, I had the chance to do a 2,500 mile all-terrain European tour and had to decide which one I was going to take. Now, before I let you know which one I opted for, I just want to show you some of the pros and cons of each lid so that you can see how I made my decision. First up, let's see what they have in common. Well, they're both ECE 2206 certified. That means they meet the latest standard for European testing. They've both got a peak, a wide eye port and plenty of ventilation, and those are the hallmarks of an adventure bike helmet. The Arai is glass fibre, whereas the Nexx is carbon fibre. Now, you'd think that the Nexx would be the lighter helmet of the two, but it's actually 200 grams heavier than the Arai. So in terms of weight, score 1 for the Arai. They also vary in balance. The Nexx has a tendency to drop at the front. It's quite heavy in the chin area, which means that at low speeds, off-road, around town, it does put a slight strain on the back of your neck until the aero effect from wind takes over on the peak. The Arai, on the other hand, is perfectly balanced. You're barely aware that you're wearing it. It's got a very, very neutral feel when it's on. The internal comfort. Now, both of these helmets score really highly in this respect. They've both got really nice plush interiors, and I particularly like the way they cradle the jawline. It makes you feel safe, it makes you feel secure, and it just gives you confidence. It's part of that passive safety feeling. If you feel safe at the back of your mind, so therefore you tend to be that bit more relaxed. I've absolutely sweated the insides of these rotten when I've been working hard on the bike, and they both draw sweat away from the skin really, really well. There's no uncomfortable chafing. The materials are really nice and smooth. In fact, they're both pretty much on an equal par. They both use a double D-ring strap, but there is one big difference in the fact that the one on the Nexx is a lot longer. So as a result, you've got much more padding flapping about under your chin. And when you try and do it up, it's very easy to get it all twisted and bunched up under there. And then once you have got it done up right, it secures with a magnet. And sometimes you can miss, and as you ride away, you end up with this long tailor strap flapping about on your chest. The Arai is just the right length. So, although they've got the same system for a chin strap, the Arai does slightly win there. In terms of ventilation, they are, again, both high-scoring helmets. They've both got ventilation in the chin, the forehead, the top, and exhaust round the back. However, the Nexx X.Wed3 actually has more than the Arai. Where the Arai's got the single chin, single forehead, and one on the top, the Nexx actually has 3 across the brow and then another 3 across the top of the head. When you've got all of these open, it's noticeably cooler. You can actually feel the breeze in your hair on the X.Wed3. The only drawback is it has a slight tendency to whistle, but Patagonian panpipes aside, the Nexx X.Wed3 is all about ventilation. The Arai, in its typical Arai style, is very smooth, very rounded, keeps it all to a minimum. There's no more on there than necessary. The idea is, if there is an incident and you do have an impact with the ground, the smooth round shape doesn't catch on anything, it glances off and the various bits just break off. The Nexx, on the other hand, is slightly more sculptured. There's more edges to it, as you can see, and there's much more hardware as well. Yes, it does have more vents, but it's also got this integrated strap for goggles at the back, and it's just a slightly fussier design. Just in terms of sort of cleanliness of the overall look, I have to go with the Arai, and I prefer the paint scheme on this as well. That deep metallic luster is a real hard one to beat, whereas the Nexx, although it's really nice, I actually really do like this paint scheme, it's just a little bit fussy. Both helmets are pretty quiet, but the Nexx has this rubber membrane between the EPS and the outer shell, which actually cancels out a lot of kind of turbulent wind noises, and it does work. Also, the peak has rubber mountings as well. The Arai doesn't have any of those. It isn't really prone to much noise at all. However, if you do get the wrong screen on the wrong bike, it can just vibrate the peak a little. It is adjustable, so it is possible to dial it out. But in terms of quietness, again, the Nexx is the quieter helmet, thanks to those creature comforts. The Arai is pretty much what you see is what you get. It comes with a pin lock in the box and a bag for the helmet. That's just about it. The Nexx, on the other hand, comes with a whole host of accessories. First of all, it comes with a dark visor, it comes with a pin lock as well, don't forget that. But then it also comes with various bits and bobs to attach action cams to your helmet in various places, from the chin to the top, wherever it is you want to put it. It also comes with separate plugs that screw in if you want to take the peak off. And it comes with blanking plates to go on the side, so that if you want to run without the visor and with goggles, it just tidies up that appearance. It also has the drop-down internal sun visor, so even if you're running with the clear visor, you can adapt to changes in lighting conditions by either dropping down or lifting up the visor. The Nexx definitely wins that round. In terms of visor removal, they're both just about as easy as each other. The Nexx has a couple of levers either side that you click to pop it off. The Arai has a couple of little buttons that pop the peak off and the side pods, and that allows you to remove the visor. They're both pretty much on a par, really. The Arai is slightly easier when you know how to do it, but it's pretty much one for one. Okay, let's talk comms. Because the Nexx has an integrated center comms, I've paired up the Arai here with a Cardo PackTalk Neo. Both work just as well on the helmets. The center one is lovely and integrated. It looks neat, it looks factory. The Cardo, yes, it is stuck on the side of the lid. There's no getting away from that. And from that point of view, aesthetically speaking, the Nexx wins. In terms of functionality, the Cardo wins it. So which helmet did I take and why? Well, it was very much a last minute decision, but at the end of the day, I decided to go with the Arai Tour-X 5. It's lighter, it's beautifully balanced, it's very comfortable, it has that lovely organic plush feel, and it looks great. This is the one that I want to spend time in. This is the helmet that I want to put my head in. This is the helmet that I feel safest in. I hope you found this interesting. Do click on the links if you want to have a look at the reviews of the individual helmets. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hope to see you again soon on the next one. Take care.